Good morning, Giants. This is day 286.57 of my personal journal. I'm just kidding, it's not. I enjoy doing these lives. It gives me a chance to put my thoughts out there, and hopefully it's helpful to you. You can let me know if it is or isn't, but I don't do it for that. But it does help to have people jump on, and I appreciate it. This morning I've got my good friend Anxiety with me, and we've been having a conversation. I've been talking to Anxiety and just thanking it for being present, because it makes me more aware than I usually am. It has me look at my life honestly and really assess where I'm at. I have a mentor right now. I'm going through his program, and he's an incredible human, Stephen McGee. And if you want to look him up, he's got his L4 program that I'm going through right now. That's powerful. It has you really look at the intentions that you're setting with your life. And I asked him a question about my divorce, and he said, don't spend your time paying attention to what she's up to. And that's what I tend to do. Is my thoughts go to that space of, what is she doing? What's going on in her world? Who's she with? All this stuff. I'm sure some of you can relate. But he also said, this is a chance for you to take an honest look at your life. And I have to think about that. Take an honest look at my life. Am I being honest with myself about who I am and how I show up in the world? And today, last week, actually, since him saying that, I've been really looking at my life, honestly, just trying to figure out, who am I? What do I want? In the book Think and Grow Rich, there's a 28 question assessment that I'm going to play with today. And I like the idea of having these pre-formatted questions, because they can give me a way to think a little deeper about myself and how I show up in life. And so my question today for this video is, if you were to take an honest look at you, like your role and how you show up and what it's like to be in a relationship with you, and how you show up in your work, how you show up with your associates and friends, what kind of person are you really outside of the game and outside of the facade that we all kind of put on? Excuse me for saying we all. Don't let me speak for you, but I do that. It really has me. That question is, how can I show up honestly in my life and really be honest with myself and be honest with others? I look at, I'm single right now, not looking for a relationship. I don't think it would be fair for me to go into a relationship right now, just because I'm not ready. I'm not healed. I'm not in a space where I feel like I could contribute to a relationship in a healthy way. And that's important, because a relationship is this agreement that we come together. It's this thing that two people do together, but they maintain their individuality. Good morning, Renee. And so as I'm looking at an honest view of me, of who I am, it's a chance for me to really assess how I show up, and if that works for me, and if it would work in a relationship down the road. And so for now, I put a pause on everything, and it's a good thing. I'm fresh out of a divorce, and for me to jump back in wouldn't make sense. And so I hope that as I make comments throughout my page, I know there are a lot of single women out there. They see a man get vulnerable and they think, wow, that's awesome. Okay, it can be awesome to be heard, but you really need to check and make sure that it's just somebody hearing you, and that you're not trying to make it more than that. So if it's a healthy relationship, you really shouldn't have to push that. I don't know why I just shared that, but I do get hit up on occasion. Just to be clear, I am not looking for that right now. What I want to do is really look at me and find out who I am and find out what I want for my life. And this book, The Journey with the Book, is part of that. It's part of my way of just discovering who I am. In a way, it is a distraction. It gives me something to do, but at the same time, while I'm doing it, I have to pause and think about how I'm doing my life. And are my thoughts, are my behaviors, are my actions impacting others? I look at work and I've had to shift my attitude around work because I know sometimes I don't want to be there. And so in me not wanting to be there, my attitude shifts, and that attitude can impact others. And what's it like to be around that? And so it's not that we do an assessment, an honest assessment of ourselves to tear ourselves down. It's to really look at how we're showing up and to determine if that aligns for us or not, if we want to continue that type of behavior or thinking, or if we want to shift it. And there are a lot of things I want to shift in my life. um, especially in the realm of relationships. And so if you get a chance, look up Napoleon. I think it's Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. There's a 28 question assessment in there. Some really good questions to ask yourself. There's other self assessments that you can do that will have you look at yourself in a different light and really just kind of question who you are. Who are you really? You take away everything that you pretend to be, everything that you put on to fit into this world. Who are you? And that's the question I've got to ask myself. So hopefully that's helpful this morning. And again, like I mentioned at the beginning, I've got my friend anxiety with me, and I know that anxiety is there to try and protect me and help me survive, but I've got to teach it that I'm okay. And so this is another chance to do that, to set an intention today to be okay. And so I appreciate you guys. Appreciate this is a little more of a mellow video. Sometimes I get a little energized and speak from ego, and even this morning there's a little bit of ego in this. But I keep doing it, and I think it's important to keep doing it. So whatever you're working on, keep going. Pay attention to you and your needs. Notice if you're showing up in a way that is not beneficial to you or others, and see what you want to do with that. See whether you want to shift that or not. So you guys make it a giant day. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. I'll keep going. So we'll talk to you then.